Okay, ready, set, go.
All right, so I'm filming this after the workout. I didn't edit the clips yet, but I did look over them a little bit, so I can kind of talk about what I felt and how it looked looking at the footage. So we started off, not a lot of the sprinting, like you'll see that sprint there. That was pretty much the only max effort one I did, just a very short sprint to get warm. And then I started warming up. I felt pretty decent warming up, like my technique was feeling good and stuff, and I was getting up pretty easy at first. But once I started getting towards my 4 and like 5 step approach, which is between like 70 and like 100% effort, I just kept like blowing through the takeoff. I'm gonna show like 1 or 2 of those where I like blew through and didn't jump, but not all of them, just because there'd just be too many. But it happened like a lot of times, and I was having trouble committing to planning. And I felt super uncoordinated. Like I felt like the timing on my plant leg and my block foot was just off. And I just was not getting off the ground as fast as I wanted. The one thing I did do well was I felt like I accelerated pretty well into the approach, but it was just planting at the end of the approach that was really throwing me off. I started off with like 350 millisecond ground contact times, and I ended at about like 330. So I did improve how fast I was getting off the ground, like within the session. But that's still like not where I want to be. I want to be around 280 or so on those. Yeah, I think what's been going on with the plant is back in September, the very end of September, I tweaked a ligament in my foot on a plant on my block foot. And since then, like I think I was subconsciously not planting as hard or coming in with as much speed because I was afraid to plant super aggressively, subconsciously. So I wasn't really aware of this until I noticed I had a trend in my ground contact times like dropping down after that point. And at first I thought it was like fatigue, but I've been kind of consistently in these lower ground contact time around the 300 to 330 range. So it really depends. So 330 is like pretty average at the moment, but I'm definitely trying to drop that down. Jumped around 30 inches today, so not too bad. Maybe it was fatigue, maybe I'm just not used to jumping on an indoor court as much, so that might just be taking time to get used to that. And then for the lift, you can see I did hang cleans at like 50% of my max, 5 sets of 2. I'm only showing like 1 set of each just because it takes too long to record all of them. And then after that, we did good mornings, pretty light, just 95 pounds, moving it pretty fast, fast as I could. And then the hex bar deadlifts was with 265 for 3 sets of 5. And the main thing there was just a controlled tempo. It said slow, but I have PFP, so going slow doesn't really help me, and going fast can bother it sometimes. So when it says slow, for me, I'll usually just go at controlled pace because that feels the best on my knees. And I forgot to mention, you see at the start before the lifts, I'm like on the belt squat. I'm sort of been playing around with the belt squat, just warming up on it usually, just because I have limited hip mobility, not due to being tight, but mainly due to being how my hips are built, I guess. I just cannot get in a deep squat with my chest upright. I can do like a low bar pretty deep, but obviously low bar is not as specific to jumping as a high bar squat would be. So we're playing around the belt squat, just trying to get my quads targeted more. And I'm just using it as a warm up. Just pretty good stuff. All right, that's it. See you guys on Monday. Well, actually, see you guys Saturday, but I won't be talking on Saturday. So see you guys Monday where I'm talking again.